Hey guys, so I found somewhere a little more private. I think this might become a thing with me, recording inside cars, because this is the second time I do this, and I like it. No, I feel very awkward recording in front of other people. I feel like a lot of YouTubers do it, and it's normal when you're watching it, but it's not so normal when you're doing it, because everyone's just kind of staring at you, because you're just talking to yourself. Ugh. And hopefully I don't suffocate because the car is not on and there's no air conditioning. The windows are all closed. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be like, I'm going to talk about this. But apparently that's what I'm going to do. Um, that was the weirdest sound ever. It's like a tree just hitting the car. Um, anyway, I want to talk about my first boyfriend. Let's just talk about boys, shall we? Um, I don't know. I thought let's just do a new little series and let's call it story time. And yes, I'm just going I'm just making this stuff up as I go along. Okay, so um, little series called story time. Ooh, and I'm gonna tell you a story. Ooh. So my first story is going to be about my first boyfriend, not my current boyfriend. Um, my first boyfriend. So, anyway, growing up, I don't know if you can tell, but growing up, well, I am right now, a nerd. I guess I could be considered a nerd. And growing up, I always felt like an ugly duckling, and I um I used to like guys. Obviously, I still the boys that I would like when I was younger never liked me back, and it wasn't like there weren't boys who liked me. It's just that the ones I liked didn't like me back. And I think it's because I was really nerdy and really shy and very unattractive. But anyway, I was always just like I blame Disney for this. I was always just I wanted a boyfriend so bad. Like I wanted to be in love so bad. And I had this really weird, kind of irrational, not that irrational, kind of fear that I was gonna like eventually some guy would like me and I would like him back and he'd be the one for me, and then when he kissed me he wouldn't like me anymore because I didn't know how to kiss. I had this fear that if I kissed someone wrong, they would leave me and they would never like me again and they'd hate me and make fun of me or something. I don't know. For some reason the idea of kissing was like an enigma to me. I didn't understand like where does your tongue go? And I had this idea in my head that when you kiss someone, there's always like tongue involved, and that's not the case. By the way, that's not the case. Every time you kiss someone or every time you make out with someone, it does not have to involve like tongue. That's optional, which is what I've learned. That's optional. But anyway, I had this big fear that eventually I would find someone who I liked who would like me back, and they wouldn't want to be with me because I was a bad kisser. My first boyfriend ended up being kind of like this guy that had liked me ever since we were about like 11, and he was really nerdy, unattractive, but like no offense, like so was I, and most of the guys I liked were very nerdy and stuff, but I just didn't like him. Like I didn't like his personality. He was like a pervert, and you know, at 11 that's like scandalous. He liked me since we were like 11, and by the time I was 15 I was getting like, I just thought, nope, I really need to know how to kiss by now. If I meet someone, they're not gonna want to be with me, they're gonna make fun of me. I need to kiss someone. And so I ended up talking to that guy again at like 15 after I guess like 4 years. Talking to him in the sense of like talking like boyfriend, no, like flirting. Wow, I'm awkward. Like flirting. We went out and I had my first kiss with him, and that was the most awkward thing in the world, honestly. Like, I can't even express how awkward my first kiss was. And I kissed him a couple of times, not that much, I don't know. And every time I'd kiss him, I'd have this thing where I'd be like, was that okay? Was that okay? Cause it was just like, yeah, that was fine. And I don't know. The thing about this guy was, I don't think he really liked me by the time that we went out, which is not that great. But it didn't really matter. I don't know. We went out. It wasn't like a serious thing. It's like that's your first relationship. It was like barely 2 months. It wasn't anything like serious or anything. I just thought, what better person to not judge me than some kid who's liked me since we were 11. So I kind of feel bad now. Like whenever I tell a story, it seems like I was using him. But you know what? Like it wasn't even serious. Like his feelings weren't hurt at all. Yeah, his feelings weren't hurt in our relationship. Uh, if anything, I was more hurt than he was because he was a jerk. So I don't know. That was kind of a mistake in my life, but I don't regret it. It's not like anything serious. It was just that's how my life went, you know. But for all of you out there, if any of you have that fear that I had about first kisses, just know that it's not that bad. And if you're gonna be with someone who's really worth it, they're not gonna leave you or make fun of you if you're not a great kisser at first. And you know, practice makes perfect. Yeah. So don't worry about that so much if that's an issue with you. And I'm sure that applies to other things like sex and stuff. Yep, I said it. I feel like, oh, anyway, so, oh my god. That was my first kiss, and that was my first boyfriend. And I really wish I could tell you guys more right now, but it's starting to rain, and I'm kind of trapped in the car, so I kind of want to go now. I don't want to be stuck here in the rain. So, anyway, yeah, that was my first boyfriend at 15, which I feel like I was like a late bloomer. Which actually, when I look back, that's pretty normal. I think that's pretty normal. And yeah. Wait, okay, so I'm gonna go now. I'm sorry for this rant. I wish it was better planned, but I feel the rain is coming. So I'm gonna go. Okay, bye guys.